Hey everybody, good morning or afternoon, depending where you are. On this video, we're gonna base it on the last questions that I saw on the Facebook group, on the Green Directories help and support group. And um, I want to tackle four things that were asked that actually are related between each other there. So this video is gonna be about, that's why I'm putting this in the beginning, and it's gonna be a little bit long, but it's something that everybody should know when they're creating their own features, why they're creating their own features, how to showcase them in the homepage, how to fix permission issues, etc., etc., etc. There's several things that you need to learn through this. Everything is basically click, 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 and just you don't have to code a lot. It's just one line probably. Let's see how that one goes. So first thing that we want to talk about is how to easily create or clone your own feature. Let's say that you want to add a new feature that's not an article, a blog, a photo album, a product, a property, any of those, okay? Jobs. It's something that's maybe related or similar to any of those, or maybe it's completely different. Hey, you want to do that on your site. So this is what we're going to be talking about in the beginning, the reasons for doing so. Maybe, for example, the categories that you're using or reusing with an existing one. Like, for example, blog, you want to create a new article feature, but the categories that the blog uses um, are totally different. They don't apply or they can't be shared between blogs and articles. That's one. Two, maybe you can you reuse blog for those specific articles because the articles are something completely different or in their own way don't actually relate to the blogs per se, which is what the goal of it is. What's the goal of creating that new feature? Can it be duplicated or implemented through a category or through a same feature that you already have? No? Okay, so that's a good reason to create your own feature. And basically separation of concerns. So you don't want to mix two features into one because they overlap each other or maybe they don't have anything to do with each other, but they do offer the ability to use them in a very similar way. Like for example, you create properties, which asks specific questions about a property that you want to sell, but maybe you're creating something similar that asks very similar questions, but it's not related to properties at all, or maybe it's something more specific and it's a specific niche that you don't want to mix with the actual property feature. Okay, those are good reasons of creating a new feature for yourself. And well, what to edit for that feature is also that you need to know once you actually create or clone the feature, you want to know what do I need to edit or change in order to make it more or less unique. Uh, you can identify that new feature easily. Okay. So once we're done with that one, which is basically the base of the other 3 points here, we're gonna be adding that feature to the membership level, which is another problem that I see on the Facebook group. You create a feature and then it starts misbehaving almost all the time, almost, because there's some special cases, but almost all the time, the issue is the permissions. So we're going to be adding this feature to the membership level. I'm going to show you how it breaks for this specific case and how you can fix it. Okay. Then another question that I saw is how can I add this feature to my homepage? Okay, so the streaming homepage. Remember that um, that's part of the work that I did when I was working on BD, and it's the streaming homepage. There's going to be a lot of options for them, depending on the one that you want to uh, use. I'm going to show you in a moment. But for this video, or the purposes of the video, is just to give you an insight how you can do that. And I'm not going to be touching um, the the features that are more complex. Let's put it like that. Lastly, we're going to be adding um, that feature to the main menu so you can actually use it there. Basically, what I'm doing is creating the base feature, adjusting the permissions for that feature, promoting that feature on the homepage, and then making sure that it's easy to access that feature on this site. Okay, so with that, let's start. So okay, we got a site here. We got the recent blogs, streaming blogs here. Okay, all nice and neat. Most people actually have it like that. And we want to create a new feature based on, on the blog and how it works. Okay, I'm gonna go to my content, edit post settings. Okay, and let me show you something. On some cases, you do not need to create a new feature because maybe by reusing the categories that you have for that feature, maybe the categories found here, for example, you can reuse the blog and assign that category to that specific new idea that you had, and you're done. That's it. You did it. That way, you save yourself, time and stress and stuff by just reusing the category for that feature. That's the way that you would do that is the following. I'm going to show you one example here. We're going to edit one blog. Let's edit a published one. Okay, let's edit this one. Just in case, to edit existing blogs, it doesn't matter from which member. You go to my content, manage post. You select the feature you want to edit, and then you edit post. Because we have categories here on the actual feature. Remember, it's edit post settings, then you edit the blog feature, and you immediately gonna see this. Here are the post categories. Because I have values here, then when I come here, you can see that it has the options that those categories have there, the values, okay? So you can select any of them. So we're gonna save this one with a code there. And I want to show you one case where I'm gonna put here blog question mark category equals code, and then it's gonna show that particular one. So this is one way of reusing an existing feature if and only if this works for you. If you can, that new feature idea can be added to an existing feature that has very similar fields, and that it can be put inside a category of it, of that main feature. Let's put it like that. So if you wanted to create, if your intention was to create a new feature similar to the blog, and was going to be talking about code, then you might be able to do it like this. Okay, you just put the category on the blog article page, for example, and you're done. If it's about lawyers, taxes, etc., etc., etc. Okay, and you got that one done, so you don't have to create a new feature. Now, if that doesn't apply, then that's what we're doing this whole thing for. Okay, so we're gonna be doing a new feature. We're gonna be reusing, for example, the articles here. So imagine I clicked here, clone post type, and I created this one. I'm gonna do that at the end in one whole super fast way. But imagine I click here, clone post type, and it clone the blogs, and I renamed it to community articles and actually assign the articles URL to it and all that. And there we go. Now we have a clone of it, and I want to, because I want to separate this from the blogs because of X or Y reason. Okay, we want to reuse this now, separate from the blog. Okay, so first step, we gotta make sure after we clone that, and basic cloning is just as easy as this, just in case. Click there, it creates a clone, and it's actually gonna say that it's a clone of the other one, whichever was the base. So here you go. We're gonna rename this to science articles. I don't know. And we're gonna change this to science. This is the URL that I'm talking about. Here are the categories that you might want to change for this specific new feature that you're creating. Especially this. This is needed. The URL. Make sure that it's a unique URL. There's no spaces. There's no. It's just Try to make it, if you need multiple words, and science tech. Okay, you can do something like that if you want to, with a dash. Okay, so science articles, we're going to go to profile page and also put that there on the search results as the title, and we're done. Save this, and we now got a new feature called science articles. Yep. That's just gonna make sure that if there's some existing posts, it changes their URLs to this new one, to the science one that I just put here. Okay, so we got this one here. I'm gonna do the article concept, and then we're gonna use this one too. So you can see more practice being made here. So okay, we got the base, we cloned it, and we turned it into community article, and now we did it again, turning into science article. So we got two clones of the blog article. Let's start. First, we gotta make sure that the member that's gonna be creating these articles or these new features, these articles for this new feature, has the proper permissions. For that, you go to Finance, Membership Plans. Remember, we already cloned the feature. That means that because the feature, we now have a new feature there, we need to go to the membership plans because the membership plans are not gonna know that you have a new feature. Okay. Membership plans, you edit the membership plans that you want to add that new feature to, and you go to post publishing and you look for it. So I'm gonna disable this one for a second, but I want you to see that um, science articles is here. Okay, and it has the features related to what the blog has. So we got the science articles here, and you can see the blog here, and it has the same features. It doesn't have max photo albums and stuff like that because we didn't clone a feature that had that property there. Okay, if we had cloned, for example, photo albums, properties, or products, then they all had this in. For a cloned version, it would also show that there. So let's go up, save that. Okay, so now this member has um, the proper, supposedly the proper um, features assigned to it. I disabled this one because I want to create a problem that you need to see. If we don't do this, then what's going to happen is the following. Let's say that we go to step 3 here, which is, let's assume that we didn't do this one because I need you guys to actually see the problem, which has been mentioned way too many times on the Facebook group. Creating or customizing a streaming homepage widget for your new feature. Okay, beautiful, awesome. So remember, on the homepage, we already have the blog posts there, the recent blogs. Okay, awesome, awesome for that. And we want to create a new one for a new feature that we created. So for that, we go to Toolbox, Widget Manager, okay, and then we search for recent blog or recent blogs. Why that one? Because that's the one that we used as base for the new one that we created. Okay, we don't want to write a bunch of code. We just need to reuse that one. So I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna edit this one. This was written in a specific way so that you guys don't have to change so many things. So you see this feature URL here, you don't have to edit anything. You just need to remove this part. The semicolon stays there, and between quotes, single or double quotes, I don't care. You're gonna put here new articles. Well, sorry, that's for the title. That's another thing that we gotta do. We're gonna put here articles. Why articles? This specific thing here is the actual URL of the feature. So I'm gonna save that, and while it's being saved, I'm going to go to the actual feature. So again, my content, edit post settings, and you can see that for the community articles, the URL is articles. And when I edited this and did this here, articles, like that, it's already saved. Let me clear cache because it's a new widget that we're creating. You're gonna see that this is gonna change their the type of posts is gonna show that. It's not gonna say sample blog article anymore. It's gonna say whatever the article features as. It's not showing. Oh man, what should we do here? This is the typical issue that happens. If we don't do the permissions properly, then we don't the streaming widget won't have permission to actually showcase that. So we're gonna go again to the actual feature, I mean to the actual membership level that's gonna have those features or those articles promoted, and we're gonna enable the feature that has those posts. In this case, community articles. Once we enable this, that means, hey, this member can post and publish publicly those articles. So now if I refresh here, because the admin was, or at least that specific member, has now permission to post and publish those, then I can post and publish those here. I can publicly see them here, okay? So now you see that it says new article. It doesn't say sample blog article 1 or something like that. But it still says the old title. You're like, okay, we have both of them mixed now. I mean, it's showing the the articles from the article feature instead of the blog, but it's saying recent blogs here because it's still reusing the title of the other one. So how can we fix that? Well, you can come here and there's several ways. It's just that because this is still using the name of the streaming widget for blog articles, any change that we do here is going to affect the fact that you won't be able to show blogs anymore, but only articles. And maybe you want to showcase both of them. You want to show your recent blogs and your recent articles or recent whatever new feature you're intending to put here. So we're going to do two things. We're going to change this and we're going to call it new articles, something like that. Whatever title you want to put there, okay? In reference to that new feature. And if you scroll down, around line, okay, 213, at least here, because I can see it in H2 here. That's how I know it's there, okay? Alongside there's like a class called streaming title, but it's the H2 that gave it away. I remove this, and here's where I put amazing new articles, something like that. Let's save that, okay? And I'm going to refresh the homepage so you can understand. I changed the name here of this widget. If I refresh here, it's gonna show back. Let me clear cache. Maybe it should show back the articles of the blog. Refresh here. Why? Because I'm not really calling this new widget from anywhere. I'm still calling the old streaming blog article. So there we go. Okay, where am I calling that specific widget from? You're calling it from here. If you go to settings, design settings, every time you change any of these options here, homepage, these ones are basically telling the BD platform which widgets to call, which streaming widgets to call. This one, it's that one that we just edited, Bootstrap theme, recent blog articles. Okay, and we just create a new one that doesn't have that long name. It just says new articles. How can we post the recent blogs and the recent articles of that new feature that I'm creating? Well, without coding, because that's what I'm trying to avoid here, we're going to add a new section. And that's what these custom content options are for. So we're going to put it here. This was an example for another video, maybe, recent articles. Let's call it new articles here. You got to type this in. So it's square bracket widget equals new articles. New articles. Let me double check the name. Yeah. Okay, new articles. And let's save that. Sometimes this doesn't save it properly, or it doesn't even save it. So what I do is I refresh the same page. You're supposed to see this section again, And you're supposed to see, when you edit that, you're supposed to see this again. If you don't see it, try to paste it again, save it again, and then save here, clear cache, just in case. I'm gonna clear my cache just in case. And now, in theory, I'm supposed to see the blocks followed by that custom feature that I just created. So let me go here, refresh. There we go. So now you got the recent blogs and the amazing new articles that you're creating, or the amazing new posts or articles created on that new feature that you're creating. So now we have a, a, a feature that's being showcased here, streamed here, okay? And, you know, with its own unique articles and all that. So now let's edit this one, and you want to change this to that custom one, the other custom one that we just created. We just do amazing new science articles. And remember the URL that we put for that new feature? You called it science. Science, we're done. We save it. And what are we forgetting here? We're forgetting the permissions. Okay, so we need to, again, go to finance, membership plans. We need to give permissions to that member to have access to publicly write and show those science posts for that new feature. So we're going to come here, give it there. So now whoever is in the admin blog author has permission to do that. We already have a member here. Because I added a new feature to that member, we are going to see it here in the sidebar for this member. So if you refresh, voila, there's science articles. Okay, we're gonna create one for now. Let's do a quick science article thingy. You wanna publish it? Yes. Science. Yay! This is for a specific. You don't need this here, but this is for there's a specific homepage featured plugin. Let's put it like that. And when you enable this, it actually shows on that one. So it's not related to what we're doing here. Okay, so let's put it like that. Here's some blah blah blah, something something something, and just save this. Okay, with that saved, with the permissions assigned to this membership level, with that feature assigned to this membership level and everything, then in theory, I'm supposed to see the article at the bottom. Okay, so it's not showing. What could it be? Let me double check here. Did I actually click that? Yep. Okay, it's still not showing. It might be because of some permissions with the actual article, like something that's missing. I'm gonna add an image here to it. Let's see if that works. It could be the image. That's not really the flag of Mexico, but anyway. Okay, let's see. There we go. Amazing new science article. So now we're streaming a completely new feature on the homepage. Now we want to add that option up here, okay, which is the last part. We did the first one is very easy. The 2 and 3 are the more complex one because there's a lot more thinking that you gotta do there. Okay, and the last one is very easy too. So it's just we want to add this new science option here, and we know that the URL for it is science. So if I click on the URL, it's science. Okay, so we go to Toolbox Menu Manager, and we edit the main menu. Here it is, custom. Let's see where we're gonna put that option. Let's put it as the third option here. So we want to put it like around here. So we're gonna call it here. Click new link, science, science. We drag it from here. Whee! Okay, there we go. And we save that puppy. Again, because it's something new on the site, I'm gonna refresh the cache and then just refresh here and I should be able to see the science here. So if I go to the home page, for example, and then I click on science, it should be there. And also the latest science articles will be showcasing here. And you can keep on repeating this. The only thing that you need to change is obviously the widgets need their own unique name depending on the URL of that feature. And also that when you go to design settings, you don't need to create, let me show you something here. You don't need to create one in additional section per each feature. You can use the custom content one here, and you can just copy this and create that new one, okay, that you want to do this uh, to use here. So if you create a new widget for that new feature, or you clone the existing widget on the new feature, you save it like this. Obviously, you change the name there. So I'm just putting 2 new articles so you can understand that visually speaking, it's going to show both of them. So if we go here, let me go to um, the widgets. Okay. And let's say that we want to create, now we want to create the article one, the customized article one. Okay. So I'm just going to copy all this. We create a new one here. Paste all that here. And amazing article. Okay. We got the amazing articles. We're going to change the title of this one. Amazing articles, and the URL is for that specific feature that's in /articles. We save it. See, amazing articles there. We're going to come here. We're going to customize this one. And amazing articles. Save that one. And we're going to refresh. And you should be able to see the articles that were already there in their own custom way. And that new feature that we just created. And so on and so forth. So you can have 2 or more, 3, however you want on the same custom content. Okay, you're grouping them together here. The difference between a custom content and this one is that this is just for that specific feature, and this one's for multiple ones that could be these ones all together, or could be your custom features that you're creating. So there we have not coding in the database. We have not coded some big stuff here. We just clone a feature. Remember, you go to my content, edit post settings, and you clone that thing here. It actually has an option to that. You assign a URL to it, a unique URL to it, and you also put a name to it, a proper name. Okay, and the proper name actually goes in 3 places. Goes here, and goes here. Okay. If you're also keen into doing it, you can also assign categories to it, specific categories for it. After doing such, you go to finance membership plans, and that's where you put the permissions for this actual feature so that members have access to it. Maybe a premium member, diamond member, something. Okay. Once you've done that, then you can go ahead and start customizing the widgets that we just did here, however you want to do it, with their specific URL that you assign to them. So if you create a new feature and the URL is automotive, then you got to put automotive here. Okay, so this way you don't have to code so much down here or basically do anything else apart from the actual title. And the title, it just look for an H2 and you'll know where that is, and you can just change it there. Okay, and with that you're done. Create the articles. Watch out for the permissions for the membership levels or unique permissions for the actual post. Like for example, the issue that I had with the images. If they don't have an image or they're not published, sometimes that also happens. If they don't have an image, they don't show. They don't show here at least. If they're not published, they also don't show. Okay. So hopefully this video will help everybody with those multiple questions. Again, creating your own feature, adding that feature to the membership levels, customizing the streaming homepage so that it shows that new feature for you without overlapping another one, and then adding that new feature to the main menu. So think positive and big hugs to everybody.